This being a new series of Top Gear, we thought we'd try out a new presenter, OK? He's called James May, and on the evidence of what we're about to see, he is a blithering idiot.
One day, probably in the dentist, you'll find yourself leafing idly through the small ads in the back of a classic car magazine. And you'll probably think to yourself, all that money I spent on a Ford Mondeo could have been used to buy something really interesting, like Mark II Inspector Morse style Jag, for example. An old Porsche 911. There are quite a few old Porsche 911s in here. Look, you could even have a Bentley. Mind you, you'd have to be a complete idiot to buy one of those. This one's mine. It's a T2, pretty much the cheapest Bentley money can buy. You can pick one of these up for 7 or 8 grand, but don't, because for that money it's going to be a complete bag of bolts. This, though, is a good one. It cost 14 grand, but it's got a full-service history. All the parts are genuine. There's no rust, no filler, and no evidence of bodged repairs. Now, 14 grand's top dollar for one of these, but that's still only the price of the most basic Mondeo. Unlike the Mondeo, though, the Bentley shouldn't depreciate. A Mondeo is a disposable item, but a Bentley's... it's a Bentley. So why do I like it, then? Well, I like this wood. Someone's taken a lot of care over that. I like the view. I like that strip of chrome down the bonnet and the weird winged bee thing down at the end. And I like the sort of daftness of it. I mean, the light switch is there, fair enough, but the key goes here, and the windscreen wipers are here. I'd expect the windscreen wipers to be here, but this is actually the gear stick. And the handbrake's down here. It's all wrong, and I love that. Somewhere up front is a huge 6.75 litre V8 engine, but when you put your foot down, nothing happens. You get a bit more noise, and it might go a little bit faster, but on the whole it's a complete waste of time. You might as well just relax. Handling. I've got furniture that handles better than this thing. Watch. Absolutely nothing. So, it's rubbish to drive, I'm going slower than you, and yes, I look like a failed porn star. But I am in my own Bentley. Right then, a Bentley for Mondeo money. Some of you are pretty tempted by this idea, but hang on, I haven't told you how it ruined my life yet. I said this car doesn't depreciate. But big deal. Who really cares about depreciation anyway? It's just something that goes on all the time when you're in the pub or in bed. It's not something that hurts you every day. For that, you need a Bentley. Every time I go near this thing, it kicks me in the head and runs off with my wallet. It costs 80 quid to fill up and does 15 miles to the gallon, if I drive like an undertaker. I have to rent a king-size garage to keep it in, and it takes up 2 tokens at the jet wash. OK, servicing only costs about the same as it does for a mid-sized BMW, but it has to go in 3 times as often. Which is why my mechanic buys his overalls from Gucci, while I sit at home, eating gruel. Cheap thrills? You want to try this? It's bloody terrifying.
It seems